Godflex came from a real place. There was no random idea for a song and then we go, oh, that's a cool idea. Godflex was a real moment in my life, and it came from this real place. So my son Chase passes when he's 1, and he passed in the spring, and it was about 9 or 10 months later, I get a call from a friend of mine, and he's like, yo man, I need you to come to the service to do a song. And I only went because he was a friend and it was in town and I didn't have to be around a bunch of people I didn't know. I could manage that moment. I'm backstage in the green room by myself, and I'm there just kind of in this chill moment, and in the quiet of the moment, hear in my heart this idea of, I forgive you. And at this moment, I realized this is a God moment, right? And so I'm sitting there confused because I'm like, man, why you forgive me? Like I should be telling you, I forgive you, because you the one took my son away. Like it ain't even been a year yet. Why am I feeling this? And so I'm frustrated. I'm super confused by what I'm feeling, but I just kind of go whatever and I move on. Well, in that moment of saying whatever and moving on, I hear it again. But now when I hear I forgive you, I feel this warm embrace, like literally. And I tell people when I got saved, that was the first time I ever felt that warm embrace, feeling like peace. And so I fell on the ground, man. I just broke. Like I dropped to the ground, face in between my arms, and I'm just bawling, sobbing on the floor. I get up and I wash my face, and I go on stage and I do the song. And I mean, just honestly, I don't remember any of it. It was like this blackout moment for me. But as soon as I get back off stage, the pastor comes in the back and he's like shaking my hand, hugging me. He's like, bro, that was phenomenal. He was like, it was great. That was real worship, man. I mean, it was everywhere. I still got students in the room who are bawling their eyes out now. That was worship. He said, man, you stepped on stage, you started rapping into the mic, but your face was just covered in tears. And you were just bawling. And he was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he hugs me and he leaves. And I'm still sitting there confused, right? Because this is not a happy moment for me. I'm still upset. Like, Chase isn't here. My oldest son, like, wakes up every day. And at that age, he's waking up every day and he's coming down the hall and he's like, Chase? And he's calling Chase's name. And I'm like, man, he's not here, man. Like, you can't, like, he's not here. And so, and now my son is older and he's doing karate and he's, playing with his brothers and he's, living this life that for me, I had dreamed for Chase too, and that's not happening. Like, that's just not going to be my reality where both of them are together doing that. I'm upset. I'm like, God, I'm angry. You did this to me. And in that green room, in that moment, felt this moment of intense peace. And I felt that warm embrace. And it finally clicked why I forgive you was a thing. This wasn't me with some big idea of trusting God and maybe everything will work out. But this was a real moment of God showing up. Just like when I became a Christian, just like when I was trying to make sure my marriage didn't fall apart in this moment. And even now, like, God showed up. And it was through that time that I was like, okay, God, you're going to flex your glory. You're not going to leave me. You're real and you're here and you're present and nothing's going to change that. And so Godflex came from a real place. And for me, one of the biggest stories in that season was Gideon and the idea of God whittling down Gideon's army, breaking down Gideon's army to the point to where they have to trust God. So for me, that was the reality of where God had me. I had to let go of pride. Being hurt is one thing, being prideful is another. I had to let go of pride and humble myself to still see God as good, see God as loving, see God as faithful, that he would show up in my moment. And so Godflex is a song where I'm like, man, trust God. He is going to show up in your moment, but you got to trust him. You got to humbly say, okay, God, I trust you.